Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is December 2024, and you know what that means. We are diving into another portfolio review. So today we're actually going to be going over the retirement taxable and the IRA. All right, so yeah, let's just dive right into it. So as you can see, the market value this month is a little bit higher than it was last month because of our consistent contributions. And I think consistency is a very, very important thing. I think consistency is what makes all the difference. Also, just a quick reminder, my last video, I noticed that the volume was a little bit low, so I tried adjusting that over here in OBS to see if it might make a difference, sound a little bit better for you guys. So let me know in the comments if the sound is good, if it's bad, what I can do different, what I can do better. Just let me know. Anyways, yeah, let's just dive right in. So over here we're in the taxable account, and as you can see the dashboard here, we've got the values reading at 1964.75. So some big differences we got here. We're looking at about a 2.41% gain, and with dividends included, that's about $54.37, which is a 2.83% gain. So I think that's pretty cool. And if we look over here, what's really interesting is if you punch in your cost of living to track for inflation and your projection, you put in how much you're contributing each month. I'm contributing about $800 a month, which is a little tough to do, but you got to do what you got to do, you know? So when you put in all that data, it'll all kind of load in here in the spreadsheet, and it's really interesting because you can track exactly when your dividends are going to be paying more than your cost of living. So I think that's really cool. And on this account alone, it's looking at about 24 years. So at year 24 of this account, it'll be making enough to start paying my bills. And that will be making me $3,471.32 every single month. On average, that's your average month there in dividends, which I think is amazing. And looks like the account value will be just shy of $1 million. It's looking at $947,000. So I think that's huge. I think that's really really cool. It says I will have contributed $236,000. So all the rest is just growth, and I think that's amazing. But yeah, you know, something important that I want to talk about is investing is like planting a tree. The best time to start was 20 years ago, okay? And the second best time to start is right now. Like literally right now, before you even finish this video, I want you to go and open up an account. Do yourself a favor and start stepping in the right direction, because seriously, your future self is going to thank you because you will be doing them a favor. All right? I don't want my children to have to worry about taking care of me when I grow old. I want it to be the opposite, in fact. So that's why I'm doing this. That's why I make sacrifices now in my 20s so that I can live how I want in my 50s. And I think that's how a lot of my generation really needs to start thinking, or else, you know, we're going to repeat the same mistakes, and that shit ain't for me. So I won't be doing that. I showed you guys last time you can select not reinvesting dividends, you know, so that every dividend you make starting now gets straight in your account, and that's cool and all, but so in 10 years, if I don't reinvest, I will be making an extra $4,400 if I don't reinvest. But let's look at 30 years. In 30 years of not reinvesting, I will make an extra $38,850.23 in a year. So my average yearly income will be boosted by just shy of 40 grand. That is such an interesting number because when you switch it to reinvesting, look at how drastically that changes. 30 years, what was just shy of 40 grand is now $86,838. That's amazing. I think that's really important, and I think it really goes to show how important the reinvestment strategy is. If you're not dripping, I think you should be. I think dripping is very important because compound interest, baby. Let's let this snowball roll. So Last month we seen some solid growth and talked about how small consistent steps lead to big gains, but today we're wrapping up with a bang because this month was by far my greatest month of all time. So if we head on over to daily dividend calendar, you can see December was a pretty important month. I got a lot of payments this month, and that's actually why I waited so long to record this video. Like normally I would have started recording this a while ago, but I was kind of waiting because I knew that some dividend payments were coming in. I'm actually going to be getting a payment on the 30th and the 31st. I'm pretty sure the 31st is going to be from Broadcom, AVGO, and then I couldn't tell you what's on the 30th. I forget, but that's another 2 payments that I won't be able to get to review in this, but that's okay. That's okay. But as you can see, look at that. My highest day of 2024 in my taxable account, $2.90 in one day. Maybe that doesn't seem like a lot to most people, but to me that's huge because if you see here on December 2nd, I got 1 cent, right? November 8th, I got 14 cents. December 10th, 79 cents, and then December 11th, another 1 cent, right? It's very inconsistent on the days of the month. And it just depends on what tickers are paying when, you know. And I added a lot of new positions last month. October, November was really the restructuring of my accounts, and so we really won't be able to see the effects of it until we're well into 2025. So, but it's still important to review this and stay on top of it. Every time you buy a stock, every time I'm making my weekly contributions, I have to go in here. I have to check the ticker, update how many shares I own because it changes every time I purchase some, update the purchase price, which then is going to affect my stats here. So it's really important that you stay up on this if you're tracking in a spreadsheet, which I think you should be doing. I think this is a very important tool to see how you're moving along. But as you can see, all my positions are relatively low because I am contributing at a fixed percentage amount. M1 Finance is the brokerage I use, and I think it's really cool. It's you can assign fixed percentages to any one of the tickers that you want to be regularly purchasing. And what's cool about M1 that I didn't know for certain last month, but I really paid close attention to this month, is that I'm pretty sure it is dollar cost averaging every single time I make a contribution, and that's huge. That takes so much off of my plate because now I don't have to watch and see which of my tickers are on a dip right now. I don't have to pay attention to that too closely because it seems like M1 is doing a pretty good job. And I notice this because every single time I update, when I'm punching in my new shares and then I go to the share price, it's almost always dropping down. And that is very important because dollar cost averaging is going to save your ass down the line. So I think that's really important. So yeah, that's the taxable account. Here's the investment dashboard. You can see my position sizes. Obviously, we already seen this, the future portfolio outlook. So let's jump right on into the IRA here. We're gonna jump on into the IRA. While it's loading, I'd like to just say, this all of what we're doing here, this isn't about numbers. It's about building a snowball that's gonna take care of you when you need it the most. Because you got to think about your money like a tiny snowflake. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but I promise you, over time, it is going to build into an avalanche of wealth. And people think they need thousands of dollars to start, but that's totally false. You can start with as little as like $10. So I think the best time for you to start investing is right now. I know the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but like I already said, the second best time is right now. Okay? You are not too far behind, no matter how far in life you are, no matter how young you are, how old you are, it does not matter. Now is the time. I promise you, your future self will thank you. And another important thing is I don't think it's about timing the market. I think it's about time in the market. I think that is a very, very important thing. I'm not going to sit here and try and time the market. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, look, Apple's percentage is up right now. I better not buy any Apple, because I want to time the market. But then what happens next year when Apple's triple the price? Then what do you do? Are you going to still wait to time the market? No. If you're buying now when the prices are what they are, even if you're not dollar cost averaging, because time in the market beats timing the market, in my opinion. And I think that reflects this account, actually, this IRA, because like I said in my last video, I opened this account in October or November, and my taxable account has been open a little bit longer, so it's had more time to grow and mature in the market, and that's why this account, as you can see, is at a loss, 1.49% loss, compared to the taxable account, which is at about, I think it was like 2.4% in the green. So that just goes to show, like, the smaller amount of time that this has had in the market is at a loss. So, you know, you can't really base your numbers off how little time it's been. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, this year basically was all about planting seeds, and 2025 is going to be about watching the seeds grow. And I think that's going to be a big thing for next year. So obviously, I'm not too concerned with how things are performing right now. And so this is my IRA, and I've already told you guys my plans with the IRA is not to live off of this account. This is my tax-free growth account, right? So I can't even withdraw from this until 59 and a half, which is 30-40 years from now. So holy shit, that's a really long time. Well, this is going to have a lot of time to grow, which is very exciting. But same thing, you can portfolio projection. As you can see, the contribution is much less because you can only contribute $7,000 a year to a Roth IRA in a taxable year, so can't over contribute to that. Right now it's set at $400. I'm gonna up that a little bit because I do believe in order to reach your maxed out position you have to invest about $530 per month. But you know, this is all just we're just starting out here, so we're gonna see how $400 on top of the $800 feels, because $1,200 a month going into the market is kind of hard. It's kind of fucking hard to do it when inflation is at where it's at now, and groceries cost what they do, and bills are due. You know, it's hard to maintain that, but if you can, I really think you should. I think you should try at least. The least you can do is try, right? So as you can see, this one, the live off dividends, it doesn't even cross my cost of living, and that's okay because this is not going to be the account that I live off. As you can see, you can scroll all the way down to the end of the 30 years and it says I will not be able to live off of it. My monthly dividends at the end of 30 years in this account will be $31.06, and that's a lot of change to be bringing in. It says my cost of living will be just shy of $4,000 then, so it won't be enough to quite cover the cost of living, but that's an extra $31.06 going right back into the account. Looks like the value will be just $840,000. That's pretty impressive, I think. So, but it's pretty crazy to see how the contributions affect the analysis so much. But anyways, so yeah, we can take a look here. As you can see, we can take a look here again. In 30 years, I'll be making 17 without reinvesting, but with reinvesting, wabam, extra just shy of 40 grand. It's another 40 grand going right back into the portfolio, baby, because I can't withdraw this in 30 years. In 30 years, I will be 51. Oh my goodness, I'll still have another 10 years. Jeez. So that's exciting, you know. I'll have another 10 years on top of this 30. Who knows what it'll be then? If from 25 to 30, it's going from 19 to 37. Who knows what 30 to 35 will be? Like 60 grand, an extra 60 grand on top of that, and that's all within the IRA. It's not even what I'll be living off of. So, but aside from the spreadsheets, I want to look at Snowball Analytics. I think this is a really cool platform, and I've been kind of looking on it more lately. I think it's important because there's a lot more to seeing when, where, how, why your dividends are coming. You see when they're coming, what date they're coming, their yield. I think you can track them really good on here, and I think that's pretty cool. So, and it tells you how your portfolio is doing compared to the S&P, which is a basic benchmark. You can see all your performances on all your holdings. J&J is looking at a pretty loss right now. That's kind of exciting. That means I'm gonna get some more J&J soon. Yeah, and check this out. Tools, you can find the dip based on what you're holding. You can see, like, this is a very, very cool platform here. I do really like Snowball Analytics, and you can check both your accounts. So as you can see, both accounts combined, I'm looking at a value of $44.92, so $4,500. I think that's pretty cool. It's definitely more than it was from my last video, so I think that's really important. Recent and upcoming events, it'll tell you when your payments are coming, the ex-dividend date and the payout date. See, like as you can see on December 30th, which is tomorrow, and the 31st, Tuesday, I'll be getting 2 payments of Broadcom on the 31st and then Goldman Sachs on the 30th. 31 cents from Goldman Sachs and 30 cents for Broadcom. So that's another 60 cents to add on top of what I made this month, which is pretty cool because this was already one of my highest months ever. So that's just another 2 payments on top of it, and it looks like January is going to be a pretty decent month as well. So not great, but it's going to be nice, and it looks like March is going to be my highest month yet. So very, very cool stuff going on here. It's got a whole calendar view of when you got paid. These kind of bells and whistles I think are very fascinating. So, but yeah, so that's all we're working with here. I just wanted to give a quick update on how the accounts are looking. So yeah, we're gonna end this here. I'll be back in January to talk about goal setting and planning for the new year, so don't miss it. Come back to the channel and stick around, give me the thumbs up, leave a comment on, let me know what you're thinking. Maybe share this with a friend and get some people who you think could benefit from learning about investing. So, but thank you for watching, and remember, every dollar that you invest today is just a step closer to financial freedom. So just keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.